some researchers believe that history is cyclical and repeats itself from time to time. The great empires eventually fall and new ones rise. According to their theories, everything obeys quite predictable mathematical laws. Also, several ancient cultures speak of the existence of various cycles or phases that the Earth goes through at regular intervals, similar to the seasons, but on a much larger scale, not less than several centuries long. In India, there is a belief that we are currently in the dark age of Kali-yuga, the age of darkness. In the Indian epic Mahabharata, the Kali-yuga is described as a period characterized by evil, natural disasters, disease, lethargy, anger and fear. This affects not only humans, but all living beings without exception. These cycles of the ages begin with a period of spiritual perfection and abundance of knowledge, which transitions into the Kali-yuga, a period of deficiency and ignorance in which we now find ourselves. When this ends, there comes a period of rebirth, but this is not described in detail in the scriptures. And then another golden age begins, gradually descending until it reaches the Kali-yuga again, and so on, uninterrupted for all eternity. According to the Vedic scriptures, there are 4 yugas that are constantly repeated in the cycle of eternal recurrence. The Satya Yuga or Krita Yuga, the Golden Age, the age of realization and wisdom, in which people have more than 5 senses, know no old age or disease, and live for many thousands of years. In this age, all people can experience spirituality through direct intuition. And most importantly, the veil that separates the material world from the spiritual world becomes almost transparent. Interestingly, this is also mentioned in the Revelation of John or the Apocalypse, where it says that the veil separating the worlds will disappear and we will see the spirit of the dead. This age makes way for the Treta Yuga or the Silver Age. This is the second and second best of the 4 yugas with an average lifespan of 1,000 years. The war described in the Ramayana is said to have taken place in this age. Then comes the Dvapara Yuga, the Bronze Age, in which the average life expectancy is 10,000 years of life. It is believed that the death of the god Krishna and the events described in the Mahabharata occurred at the end of this phase. And finally, the Kali Yuga, the Iron Age or Age of Strife, Conflict and Confusion, an age of darkness in which people rarely live to be 100 years old. This is exactly the age we seem to be in now, at least that is what most scholars who study these texts believe. According to the scriptures, the dark side rules in this phase, the liars, the greedy, those who lack moral integrity. Independent thinkers who have honor and respect the truth are sidelined, publicly reprimanded and muzzled by the elite, and all public institutions and media are ruled by the dark side. In the Sanskrit text of the Vishnu Purana and the Linga Purana, some features of the Kali Yuga are mentioned, such as, for example, thieves will become kings and kings will be thieves. The rulers will confiscate and misuse their people's property. They will stop protecting the people. Good people will withdraw from public life. Despicable people with some knowledge are considered wise, and wise people will serve mediocre and wicked people. Many will seek refuge in a nomadic life. People will hang on to wrong ideas. No one can be trusted. People will be jealous. Many children will not live past the age of 16. The rulers will not protect the people and will appropriate all the wealth through taxation. The people will become inactive, lethargic and aimless. Diseases and harmful substances will torment them. The people will suffer from hunger and fear and seek shelter in underground shelters. Water will be scarce. Processed food will be sold. The Srimad Bhagavatam says that in the age of Kali, people will be short-tempered, quarrelsome, lazy, disoriented and distraught. Mental and physical strength, lifespan and memory will continue to decline. Man will be worth as much as the financial wealth he possesses, and the richest will rule. False teachings and fraudulent writings will spread in the Kali age, filling with fear those people who have forgotten the teachings of the sages. Many will die. The duration of each of the 4 yugas is in the ratio of 4, 3, 2 and 1. That is, the Golden Age has a duration of 4 times longer than the Kali age, the Tetra age is 3 times as long, and the Dwapara age is twice as long. So the Golden Age comprises the longest period of time and the Kali age the shortest. According to the doctrine of the Yuga cycle, the transitional periods between epochs are associated with severe environmental disasters that lead to the collapse of civilizations and erase every trace of their existence. The new civilization emerges under the leadership of a few survivors of the catastrophe who bring in the technical and spiritual knowledge of the previous ages. Some ancient sources mention an enigmatic group of 7 sages or Saptarshi who represent the 7 stars of the constellation Ursa Major, the Great Bear, and are considered enlightened rishis who appear at the beginning of each yuga to spread the laws of civilization. They are said to possess infinite wisdom and power and can take different forms depending on their will. It is believed that the chronology of the Saptarshi of ancient India marks the beginning of each yuga, whose duration is 12,000 years, with 4 yugas of 2,700 years each, separated by transition periods of 300 years. A complete yuga cycle lasts 24,000 years and consists of an ascending yuga cycle in which spirituality and knowledge gradually increase, and a descending yuga cycle in which spirituality and knowledge gradually decrease, culminating in complete darkness, also known as the cycle of day and night. The Vedic texts also mention a much longer cycle of time known as the day and night of Brahma, which spans 24 million years or 1,000 complete yuga cycles. Interestingly, this cycle shows a strong correlation with the mass extinctions that occur on our planet every 26 million years. There are those who say that there are many inaccuracies regarding the length of the yuga cycle, blaming it on the lack of knowledge due to the Dark Ages. Some even believe that it was intentionally changed at some point in the past. The fact is that much of the sacred knowledge has been irretrievably lost. For example, the original Vedas consisted of 1,880 shakas or branches, of which only 7 or 8 shakas are remembered. All indications are that every 3,000 years our planet is hit by a series of cataclysmic events that cause a total or near-total collapse of civilizations around the world. Although there are many indications that the end of the Dark Age, the Kali-yuga, is very near, some pointing to the year 2026, others to 2038, the vast majority agree with the interpretation of the Saptarshi calendar, which ends in 2025. From then on, a period of renewal would begin. The Sanskrit text Brahma Vaivarta Purana describes a dialogue between Lord Krishna and Goddess Ganga, in which Krishna says that after 5,000 years of Kali Yuga, a new golden age of 10,000 years will dawn. At the end of the Kali Yuga, the pressure will be so strong that people will awaken who can listen to their inner God, and the floodgates of knowledge and love will open.